Okay. So he's ready to, my dog goes around in the room and he goes straight back to the front door and he sits at it and he keeps looking at me like, let me out, you know, and he's smiling and like, let's get out of here. And I call my homie who I'm about to go stay with, and she doesn't answer. But in my mind, I'm like, all right, like I'm gonna ask advice because something feels off. And it's even worse. It's so much worse than the Motel 6. So much worse. Like it's like a scary movie setting. Like it looks unrealistic that they would expect people to stay in a place like that. Like even tweakers would be fucking freaked out. And all the people working there looked like ex-drug addicts, or like it just seemed like that was the vibe. But I'm not like a judgmental person in that regard. I've met a lot of low-income people who have a lot more integrity than high, like, you know, the higher end posh kind of folks. But regardless, my friend doesn't answer, and I'm just like I said, I'm only in there for like 30 seconds. And I paid $200 for this fucking room. So immediately I just decide, nope, I'm grabbing my shit and I'm dipping. And mind you, I forgot to say that like my truck also, it like I did a lap around the place and I saw signs that there was like theft around there. And that's not what the front desk lady told me. So then I'm like, all right, now there's too many things adding up. Like I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I take my shit right back out, go to the front desk, and I'm like, I need a full refund right now. She's like, I can't do that. And I paid cash. And I'm like, you can do that. And she goes, no, the girl just left. Like that's the money in her Dropbox, which I know is probably true. So I'm like, well, you can at least give me my deposit back because you know the room is clean, because I just walked right back out. I didn't even get a chance to use the restroom. And she does do that, and then I start to explain, like, because I'm apologizing basically because I feel the need to be aggressive towards my money. And I explain, like, I'm just in a situation, I feel, you know, very nervous and overwhelmed, and something about that room spooked me. And I was trying to say it like, you know, it could just be me, like I have triggers and shit, like maybe it was like I sensed that like it was just a druggy environment and it triggered me. She was like, she didn't say no, but she said, what room are you in? I tell her. She goes, yeah, that side has some energy to it. Like there's, the further down that hall you get, the darker it gets. And she's like, the later it gets at night, the darker it gets. Mind you, it's like 10:30 at night. So I'm already thinking to myself, fuck, that truck scared the shit out of me. I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't feel safe in here for 30 seconds. I definitely am not going to feel safe in here at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I for sure am not going to feel safe in here in a dream state, in my most vulnerable. So I'm like, I don't know. I explained to her that I feel good about myself, that I follow my gut. And I was like, I don't know if someone died in that room or what, but she's like, there's a lot of dark shit that's happened in this hotel. And so now I'm about to do research on, it's called the Dakota once again, but I leave right away, and when I'm walking out the door, you know, she tells me she's going to get my refund and shit tomorrow, and I'm like, whatever, cool. Because I got that $100, so I know I can get enough gas to drive me until daylight at least, which is like, one thing I really want people to take from this is problem solving. So it's 9:30, or it's like 9:30 when I got there. It's 10:30 now, maybe even 11, and I know I can't stay there, so I don't really have an option. And the one contact I have, because I'm in no contact with my family and my ex, is fucking asleep because they were partying. Because today is the day after fucking Halloween, so everyone's sleeping and shit, you know? It's Saturday night too, so it's like no one's answering my shit. And so I'm just thinking to myself, like, I have this dog, like, I have no other option. I need to go forward. And as I go forward, I don't know why, but I did not follow the advice from the girl on the front desk. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. When I walk out the door, she makes it a point to tell me, like, that was a smart decision. And then she says the words, "You're on a good path. You need to keep going." And it's like, everyone who worked there had admitted to me in one way or another within an hour that they're ex-users. So it's like, they feel off of me that I'm trying to strive towards something better, and that I had the capability and the common sense, even though it's not common, to trust my gut regardless of what the logic of the situation is. The logic of the situation for a standard human would be, well, I've already paid for this room, it's late, it could be dangerous to drive while I'm tired, I don't know where I'm going, I'm alone, what if I break down, it's really desolate and below freezing out here, like, all these things. In my mind, I'm just like, I don't want to be exposed to an energy that makes me feel that dark and violated for more than 30 seconds. Whatever I'm about to face on the road is safer to me than that energy was. There was something about it that just did not feel right. So I'm crying, right? Because, like, I get to my truck and I cry for a minute. I have to do it because I feel hopeless and scared, obviously. And I'm, like, pissed too because I'm fucking tired. I just drove for 11 hours. I haven't eaten. I'm not hydrated. I haven't showered in 2 days. I slept in the Hotel 6 last night like shit. And then I'm fucking sleeping in my clothes because I'm scared of bed bugs and shit. So it's like, I'm miserable. So I just have this moment. But it's like, crying is only for the moment. Once, we gotta get going. So I don't heed her warning. She says to go east. I don't know why. Oh, I chose to go south and take the Iowa exit because I didn't want to go through Chicago. I didn't want to be in cities. I felt like I was going to be more safe in a rural area, even if I broke down, because there's a lot of service in Iowa, fortunate for me. But I don't know why. I just didn't go that way. Oh, no. I think it had to do with my meridian lines, too, because I was so freaked out. I just wanted to go south. I did not want to go east because I knew that east, at some point, I was going to cross that Pluto and, like, Mars meridian crossover point. And I just felt like, I don't know, I felt frightened to cross any more meridians because I had already crossed so many. And I knew if I went south, I would cross them separately. They wouldn't be, it wouldn't be an actual point where each, it's hard to explain, but regardless of it, it's a less intense energy. So I wanted to get away. So now I'm driving, and the last 4 hours has just been thick fog, no fucking anything anywhere, no light, and then just dead deer carcasses all over the fucking road, like split in half deer carcasses. It's like terrifying. You could smell the death. It was like fucking crazy. And the whole time I'm just thinking to myself, like, this is scary, but like, I know I'm gonna get to daylight and I'm gonna get out of here, and I know I'm divinely protected and guided, and I know that Spirit's gonna be my spirit team is happy that I know how to fucking listen to them. So I'm like, okay, if I break down, I have self-service. I keep looking at the bars. Okay, so now I run out of gas a couple hours down the road, and it's like, I think this is 1 o'clock, or no, I actually end up getting gas at 2 o'clock because I knew I didn't want to be getting gas at 3. So I stop somewhere, and it actually was a pretty safe little stop, even though it was a sketchy area. there was some gentlemen who had just killed a deer who are heading home from Wisconsin, and I didn't talk to them, but they seemed like decent men. But when I went to the bathroom inside this gas station, there was a old woman working there and no one else around, and then the only thing inside the gas station that was like an advertisement or a newspaper or anything was a phone number to call if you're being sex trafficked. So that was like not a good thing for me to see or feel. But I am so armed. Like, that's another thing, is like, it's not just spirit. I keep myself physically armed in multiple ways, and I have my dog. So most people are deterred just simply off the way I project my voice and the fact that I say hello to people and look them in the face, regardless of how creepy they are or how strung out on drugs they are. I mean, obviously, if they're fucking manic, I'm not gonna approach, but I try and go out of my way to let people know that I see them and I'm not afraid of them upon arrival of any place, just from my dad's like conditioning of me. So I do think most times I'm not really seen as a target because of that simple fact that like there's clearly gonna be a fight. Like, I always have a visible gutting knife on me, and then I always have other things in private. So I don't know, it's like I'm still in the fog now. I'm still in the dark now. Like, I don't know where the fuck I am. There's no hotels for me. There's no sunlight for me. You know, I'm just in it. But it's like, I guess I wanted to say it because I had many realizations on this trip. Like, the people who doubted me, I guess, who would be like, what if? And like, this is the what if. What if you can't find a hotel? Okay, and what if you get a hotel and it's shitty or it's scary? Or what if you have to drive through fog and you know that you actually don't know what's around you at all because you can't see, but you know there's no cars or cities around you, and all you see is fucking deer crossing signs and dead half deer carcasses laying across the road for hours on end. It's like, that's fucking scary. But I guess the sentiment of it all is like, it's not scary when you have the faith and spirit and your own capability comes with time. And the more time that you take risk and come out alive, the more trust you have in your capability. And like, I don't know how to express it, but there have been many women and men who have traveled along these paths and who have gone through much more treacherous things. So me just simply driving on East 90 and the fog and the fear of deer, yes, death, yes, okay, but, and I kept thinking like, what if? Okay, what if a deer hits me? Okay, I crash, then are we okay? It's like, nothing is really, it's your fear. That whole time I was scared, but like, I kept seeing the moon in my rear view mirror, and there's bags and shit in the back of my truck that are dancing like in the wind, the shadows, and they're dancing in the moonlight, you know what I mean? And it's like, your fears will, like, I know I keep saying like a lot, your fears will amplify if you let them. And they did for me at a lot of points on that trip, but I continued to have to choose to do something to change the energy. Like, I would put on music, or if I smoked weed and then I started getting tired, but I was smoking weed to try and calm myself down, like, I just would do something. I'd roll the window down, I'd play music, I'd dance, I'd do what I could, what I did have control over, and then I just kept my wits about me. And I didn't need to like pray 1,000 times or whatever. Not to say that I'm not faithful or grateful, but it's because of my knowing that I've built. It's like a muscle. Like, when you start doing deadlifts, I don't work out, so I don't fucking know, but I can assume that you have to really pay attention to your posture so you don't hurt yourself. And with time, you know the feeling. You don't have to pay attention anymore. And I really think that that's what it was. Like, this is something that I feel like a lot of men my own age would be really frightened to go through. As silly as it sounds, because they just don't expose themselves to things. Like, the adrenaline and understanding of the importance of adrenaline, instead of saying all the time, like, I have anxiety. How about maybe you just have a gut, maybe you just have intuition. Maybe that's just your brain protecting you and it's not anxiety. Maybe this fucking environment's bad for you. It's not something you need to numb. Like, your body is working. It's telling you. Yeah, I had anxiety that whole time because I was in danger. My body knew that there was danger around me. But it's like, I control it. I find things to do. And then if the danger comes, I deal with it. But the worry is like, dude, I could harm myself so much more worrying and making a mistake that way. Especially because I sweat so much, so my palms sweat. And then, like, I'm gripping the steering wheel all hard. And then when I pass the semi, you know, it's like you just make silly mistakes when you're afraid. But furthermore, I did things like that. Like, when the fog was so thick that I couldn't drive the speed limit, I had to go so much slower. I made sure I caught up with a semi and I followed that semi. And I made sure, like, moments that I felt really frightened for whatever reason, whether it be the deer or that, like, I might break down or just that I couldn't see, I would find, okay, I know this semi is going to give me light. Oh, okay, I saw some semis, they would drive in the middle of the road, and I can use my fucking common sense. Why would a semi be driving in the middle of the road? There's only one that's doing it. He's not drunk. He's driving straight. He's doing it because he knows that it's safer with the deer. So when I can, I'm following suit. Observe. Why would he do that? Ask questions. Like, these are things that we need to start developing in ourselves in order for us to be able to take the risks to be our own self-governing system. And it sounds like a bigger concept, but really it's as small as me. Okay, back to anxiety. My environment wasn't good for me. I was using drugs to be able to fit in this environment. When I quit using drugs, I couldn't stand the environment. I left the environment. I don't feel the need to use drugs. Okay, the anxiety is a priority for me. The fact that I felt the need to numb myself in that environment is a priority to pay attention to. Why? What about it? What are you shutting down within yourself? Like, anxiety's good. It's telling you that this shit's too much. That's what you need. We need to be able to fucking face these things and our fears. Like, the fear in me was so real. I was scared of so many. It's dark still. I'm telling you. I was scared of, like, even, I don't want to say it, but, like, I was scared of spiritual beings coming out in the dark because I couldn't see it. There was nothing around. And I know that because I'm, like, trying so hard to leave my own demons behind for when they're really needed because it was out of balance. Like, those demons, they want to run me, you know? Like, fear is a demon that wants to run you. It's a demon is still helpful. Like, you do need fear, but don't let it debilitate you, and don't sit in a fucking situation that is, you know, your body is telling you in every way. Your dog is telling you, the environment is cueing you in that it's not safe. And so if I would have stayed at the hotel, that would have been worse, honestly. I truly feel like me taking the risk to drive, I might have had my car robbed or something happen to me for not trusting spirit and staying. So maybe that's a good perspective to have. Like, if you feel you deserve to sleep in a room that makes you uncomfortable, well, then you're inviting things that are deserving of that energy, because that's what you're telling yourself. And if I'm telling myself, no, this shit is icky and I need to get out of here, then spirit's gonna say, oh, she doesn't align with that energy, like, or source or whatever. Like, you know, I trust my ancestors are watching out. I trust myself, and I trust the higher power. So when I'm out of the dark, and I will talk more about it, but also, like, it's a good thing because now I'm so much closer to where I was going to be, and I saved money on a hotel. So in the long run, I can look at the silver lining. Yes, I'm tired and I smell horrible, and I know my dog is miserable, but he would have been just as miserable regardless. He's just big miserable for a shorter amount of time instead of long-term miserable for shorter stints. It's like, it's all the fucking same. So I'm grateful for what it did get me, you know what I mean? And now I think I'm only like 7 or 6 hours out, so I don't even know if I'll be able to get a hotel because it's gonna be light soon. Like, I'm about to be coming into that shit in no time. Hopefully, maybe not, but hopefully. That's it.